success.
If Rainer is not banned, very high chance BlossoM might just take it or straight through the ban phase.
Well, see, that's what I expect. I think BlossoM...
Eventually, it will actually be like that, I think.
Right, I agree. I think people will figure out that maybe not the best hero to spend a ban on, but then what else do you really ban with that? Then you start to see maybe...
Hanzo. I think Hanzo's really deserved a lot more ban.
It is surprising that, I mean, nobody's going to argue against banning Genji, right? But it is surprising that that choice is made because Hanzo is just so strong right now. So either way, it is the Avatar Genji. Seen that combo so many times. No more.
Avatar just in case because Supernova uses that so many times. Healing Avatar with the false stat. Healing Avatar with Samuro. I don't really know what that was about exactly.
Yeah, that was that even healing Avatar?
Yeah, it was a healing Avatar. They
okay.
tried to copy off of one of old Genji's
it didn't work.
Backdoor Warhead Junction.
Well, that backdoor was the sickest. Like, let's just, enshrine that in the halls of HGC lore. But then the second time around, maybe not.
It was a different one because they had a Charism support. And Supernova clearly did not, only on Avatar. And there's a reason why Avatar is a specialist.
That is very true. It is a Malfurion first pick, so sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same. So it will be consistency there for BlossoM. What does Supernova grab on the other side? Well, I don't even know why I asked that question. I'm so stupid, G-Clef. It's obviously Hanzo, and of course, Jarell.
Did you just say something with the S word?
The S word?
Huh?
It was self-deprecating.
You finally know who you are.
Stop it, G-Clef.
I'm so happy.
This is a no-bully zone, G-Clef.
I'm so happy. Finally,
My
Rapid know who he is,
HGC
everyone.
place is right here in
My
Korea.
clap goes to you. Maev, okay. Nondar is continuing that DPS. I think he deserves to play Maev whenever it's not banned. And that's why BlossoM actually...
I'm actually really surprised they wouldn't ban that against him. After you lose game number 2 that way, or game number 3 rather, that way, you gotta take that out of his hands. It's just too good to give up.
Alex Strauss. Super highly picked, I think, compared to the other regions, even in Hero League, a lot more Alex Strauss and Sky Temple, especially along with Inferno Shrine, has been a thing ever since the rework patch, of course. Only 2 weeks. Very oftentimes banned, so they will still grab their false stat here. But how much value can they actually get out of this control? When they grab a global, in this case, they're looking to not really fight against it because they already have Maev, ETC, Mouth. BlossoM is looking for that team fight once again. Supernova, they will try to contest. And they do have the Mighty Gust to disengage. But in terms of just clashing 5v5 together, let's see how well Irel actually peels for the back line. I think Supernova really needs a solid tank. And
Burden's pretty solid.
I was expecting a Garrosh because it was not banned this time, but Hebian is going to make a different choice.
Yeah, that is actually a good point. We've seen Garrosh banned every single game this series, but
just not this one, and he does not pick it.
I mean, maybe that's a little bit of a misban by BlossoM.
I don't think it's a misban. He actually played a lot of Garrosh, so it just continued. But so far, he's just continuing with that burden. Maybe just he feels a lot more safer in that way.
Right.
Garrosh does not really have his own escape other than an Indomitable F4, but he doesn't really jump over the wall.
That is certainly true. Well, it seems like BlossoM has really hit their stride. After a little bit of a shaky start, they have started to dominate. And now for Supernova, they need to turn it around here. Otherwise, they're going home. For BlossoM, this is a very meaningful win. If they lock this down, then they are still in contention for being that 4th team to head to the Eastern Clash. Otherwise, they are not going to be able to get enough wins to make it up there. And Miracle have all but locked it down.
That's That's my weird, creepy voice.
You're pretty good at that, G-Clef.
Turns out I'm pretty good at Korean, guys.
Hey, what do you know? Anybody think that G-Clef's Korean skills just really improved this season?
It's better than Wolf's, for sure.
Oh, shots fired. Don't worry, he'll never watch that part of the VOD.
He's always watching. He's in the chat secretly watching.
Ugh, awkward. Anyway, back to the game. BlossoM is on fire, quite literally, as they have had quite a few fiery heroes, but not this time.
We'll see that interaction again from time to time. Power Slide getting cancelled by the Hammer, or the Wrath getting cancelled by the Face Melt by HGC.
Oh, poor Haven. Oh, Haven. He's out of there. It's only level 1. So nothing too crazy.
Imagine if he was Garrosh. He will still survive.
He would have, yeah.
With the
armor would have been definitely enough for there. Also, walls were not exactly in his way that time. Walls, of course, Garrosh is greatest enemy. And there it is. Well,
2-0 so far.
Oh, 2-0. Okay. Gotta keep an eye on that ping pong score as they both try to knock each other out.
That will be another mini game in this game.
Yeah.
Keep that score going rapid.
All right, 2-0 Hongkona.
Because that's like actually a meme in Korea. There's just like in boxing, red corner, because corner is like kono in Korean, and hong is red in Korean as well. So we do have to keep that score.
All right,
his
the
boxing
red
score
corner
there.
Taking a look at the macro, this is a very large map, so I struggle a lot with that here. Just got camp versus camp facing off top. See if BlossoM can complete the destruction of this outer wall. It looks like things are going pretty well their way.
Look at that BlossoM, even before their camp, they've managed, kind of weak with the camp, they've managed to do more even before the rotation of Supernova.
Modern doing a good job. Only in Heroes of the Storm can we see a whatever Junkrat is throw an explosive at a dwarf riding a bird that then somehow knocks the bird in an arc in the air, and then he continues to fly and run away. I don't know. HGC physics hard at work here.
And BlossoM does have pretty good wave clear with this too. It just does
Right.
take some time, but compared to the damage you have already done to the top lane for Supernova, I'd say BlossoM did about 200% more than what they actually received from that.
200%. Did you calculate that? Did they do the math?
Yes, NA math.
Quick math.
I had my TID 83 plus here.
That's what it's for. Kirisaku very, very low, but he's Urel, by the way, and is able to survive through everything. Honkono coming through, going to melt Kirisaku's face off, takes him out of there. Actually, last hit by the turret, so moral victory. BlossoM.
It was almost a sacrifice. Had to hammer one back to get the kill.
One for one
was also in there, so getting that done.
And going to split the early temple, so it's not really that big of a difference. But I mean, objective health is your HP bar for the game. If you have more health on your towers, then that gives you a little bit longer to stay in the game. Because eventually you do lose
Hanzo.
What?
Eventually you do lose Hanzo.
Eventually you do lose Hanzo. Of course, the hallmark of any good Hanzo, just like the ability of any good Junkrat, is to just spontaneously combust. How, we may never know. No.
But you can always find out if you are tuning in with the POV.
That's true, which you can watch on playxp.hgc.com, right?
Or the other one, hgc.playxp.com.
Ah, yeah. Okay, both.
Try both.
Yeah, try them out. Either way, sick grab there. The tether onto Alex pulls him way too far forward.
Warwick stopped from the hammer. Nice stun by Kirisaku, pulling Sonya all the way to the wall.
Yeah, Alex saying support, by the way, and he is going to get way back there in for a kill on a Sonya.
He's taking lots of hits in the front line. He cannot really stay there, as well as Zirel peeling for his team. He's the one actually going down so many times. Look at the damage from Bayev though. Quite impressive already. But Sonya almost to a support level, so does need to maintain the damage at least a little bit more as a solo lane bruiser, I would say. Another pinball, so they're going for that burst damage. I think it is going to be, of course, another cage with the Junkrat. They do have the combo with the burst. They can certainly go through Karazim's heals. For Hanzo and Falstad, not likely for Irel, Murad, and Karazim altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex was maybe thinking about a sneaky play. Oh, that's 3-0 Honkono. 3-0. Gotta write down the score there. Yeah, not having a good day there. But for Supernova, I mean, this is their last chance. If they lose this, they are going home maybe a little bit sadder. And for BlossoM, I guess this is about as close to a must-win game as you can have. As a 5-minute or 6-minute, I guess, completion.
So that's going to be 10. BlossoM is actually going to hit 10 about at the same time when they get the tempo activated. So Supernova, do you really want to go in and think about your own early on? Puts himself in there. And Junkrat not semi-global yet, pre-13. So has to rotate down a little bit quicker. Falstad getting into that flight range.
So who wants to pull the trigger first? Haben positioning forward. Wow, it is kind of up against the wall in a rough spot there, but Wiz is actually doing a great job, even solo, pushing Kirisaku and Haben back. So now I think Supernova might actually be in a rough spot. They're going to have to give this temple up, or are they going to look for the retake here? But I don't know how well this is going to go. Immediately catching Kirisaku out of there. He might be the first casualty, hits the ult at the last possible second, but still very, very low. That's going to be actually Murden, the first to fall, Haben right afterwards.
And actually the big arrow missed because they were already going down regardless. Great tether by Maiev, actually got the pull a little bit into the wall, and that's why they could have actually focused all the damage into Irel. They got the mosh pit onto Murdy, was also very low, so was trying to escape, didn't even get to pop his avatar. Having a better understanding of the team fight, they had a massive control in the damage and the HP, and that's usually the pattern. Gets the team fight win, gets the tempo finish, and get the boss.
Bentham almost just one-shot Modern. It was disgusting, but Modern does survive. I was worried, G-Clef.
I think that arrow, if it landed on at least 2-3-0, does need your teammate to dash out. Bentham get close enough. Thank you.
Gondar going back in, and Alex a little bit too mobile to chase. Too deep onto him. Kirisaku versus the boss. It's the nice PvE. If you guys are not wanting to actually watch heroes fight each other, you can just watch a little bit of the passive fun that Kirisaku's been having.
Let's see how Supernova can come back into this. Starting with camp, but they need to make the camp work. That has been the main, I think the main lesson that Supernova should take after watching replay of today.
I don't think Supernova's camp has ever made it farther than right
look
there.
at that, those camps. They're stealing this camp, but their bigger camp with top, which they can't really push too far in, I guess, because they already got the fort done. They have just wasted because BlossoM already had their focus on top and sport, so even more of a lead unless they take the entire fort down.
That would be a little bit optimistic. I mean, this camp is going to take the fort if nobody rotates to stop it. The Junkrat down here, and yeah, in fact, most of BlossoM are going to come all the way down bottom and maybe punish Supernova for overextending.
Let's see the longest Dragon's Arrow ever.
From downtown. Nah, not gonna go.
Not this time, as they will just straight. So they do not get the temple as the slow rotation come down from BlossoM, but still it was wall all the way up the bottom lane. So Supernova there, they have some extra EXP down there to grab later, but still 313. So they're just buying time right now, as you can just see Sonya soloing that temple. We'll actually get the. But how close was the keep? Was it near 100%?
I think so.
Oh yes, it was. It's just getting the damage.
Unfortunately, no leap so that Sonya can join the fight. I'm a little bit unfortunate or unhappy about that one, but I can't do as good a sound effect as Gilly can, so maybe we'll save that one for NA. There it goes. So first keep of the game is out of there. That's a big advantage for BlossoM, who now don't have to worry about that. Oh, a big catch in there on a fall stab, but no chat is going to be able to turn this one around. Lots of damage off on the Gondar.
Arrow saves him. Gondar does go back. And less of a CC to chase in this case. Grace face melt there.
4-0 on Kono.
Write that one down as they used way too much to save no chat. That was a great arrow. Just bought enough time, perfectly enough time for him to gust and escape out of there.
I mean, Honkono is still doing his best to body block for his team's long retreat all the way across the map.
25 seconds for that gust. So BlossoM, they can actually open up. They do have Cage and Mosh Pit together, so they were looking to party bush there. Supernova not really going to get caught with the easy bush control. They still had the watchtower here, so they were saying, where are they? We can't really find them. They must be in the bush somewhere in the middle.
Good guess. And they do survive through a rough sneak attack. Gondar also doing a good job repositioning out of a rough situation there. He stays alive, and now BlossoM may look to push this away. A good job by, I forget who it was, someone on Supernova, for pushing out the bottom lane all the way. Oh, it's Falstad, never mind. And keeping that lack of a keep on the bottom side from being much of a liability, really.
That's job. That's basically the job of the globals. Dehaka, Falstad, or even stage dive ETC. Illidan Hunt. What else is it?
We did have an Illidan ban earlier.
Ariel at 20.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Any arrow at 20 is a semi-global?
That's going to fly into the NA broadcast after this.
Yes.
We'll see just like a random arrow come from somewhere. And it's like, oh, that's from HGC Korea.
We will actually have those arrows out there, so it actually does continue.
Watch out if you guys are playing Hero League after this match. Maybe an arrow just fly through your game. You'll know where it came from.
Only if you have Hanzo. Of course. Just in case something crazy happens in your game, but maintaining control.
Yeah, I mean, trading temples at this point is not a good option for Supernova because they have less health on their keeps. One's down already, and it's going to keep dropping further and further as BlossoM.
Well, I thought BlossoM was going to contest and maybe try to force out because Falstad was up there. Because maybe if you spend all your resources, Supernova could just take the boss. I think they were really concerned about that and get the keep traded at the bottom. So BlossoM had to make this rotation down here. So Supernova actually gains a little more in terms of what they could do next, because they're still getting the top tempo shots right here. No Chat is doing an extra job for themselves. Unless they lose this tempo or a fight, suddenly a fight breaks out here, I think Supernova gains the value of their last tempo phase.
Half health on top keep for BlossoM, middle for Supernova. Next temple phase is really going to decide a whole lot here, so keep an eye onto that. As top camp is being cleared out by Junkrat behind all of this, and a fight over the boss in the middle.
Look at the positioning of Gondar. Has to be careful. They have no chat falls that Gust, so they're not going to contest. Okay.
I was waiting.
I think Junkrat was a little bit far away because it was going to be an awkward timing where 4 dives in. Maybe the team fight will be over by the time Junkrat comes, so they actually give up. No reason to risk everything in there. So that is a free boss.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much damage it really gets done. Like I said, health on your structures is a very powerful resource. So however much damage this boss gets done, it's really going to matter.
So far, not too much. Actually, he has to vault because of the tornado.
Good job there, Gondar. I don't know how that works. Like, wouldn't you just vault into the tornado?
I don't know. You try next time you go to...
I have lived
mid
through
state.
at least 2 tornadoes in my lifetime, and never was I ever thinking about vaulting into them.
Okay. Maybe next time.
I'd probably not, though.
Just
You know,
let me know.
I'll pass on that one.
Let me know through Instagram, and you'll be famous.
It's like, here I am vaulting is not going to make it onto the smartest
You can
decisions
stream
in the
live
world
on
video.
Twitch. Totally fine.
Is it
Make sure
though?
you cut it off before something crazy happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's watch Haben here. Sick arrow right down
But
the
Alex
back
getting
line.
chunked down, 7-sided, landing on too many. So that's going to be a big mosh pit.
Yikes. Okay, that's going to do it.
Getting the Gus down does help them engage, actually. And Habian's the only one. May have to sacrifice himself as they're getting the temples, but more sacrifice means they are going to have a longer of a respawn timer. BlossoM, I think they may just rotate all the way down and go for the core. Because they will hit 20 soon.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, 2 keeps down is a big deficit to be at. And I mean, they won't even need to control the temple for the full duration to get that. No chat. He's trying to make the most of a big push on the bottom, but he's just going to get pushed back by Modern. Oh, Hong Kong, what's the score going to be this time?
Bolts in, and there's a pinball damage that you don't expect too much. That's one more down.
Hankono's doing the utmost there. And, I mean, even for Kurosaki, he was trying to be there for moral support. It'd be optimistic to predict him getting out of this.
In terms of what else you can do in the macro choice, I think Supernova is just sticking to the textbook plays a little bit too much with their boss and the camp controls. But instead, BlossoM, they do something else. They try to be creative and not cut your losses on what you can actually do.
Big catch in here on a Haben. An arrow to try to zone, and actually Modern goes down. Lots and lots of damage coming in from Karazim, but I think the return damage, the vengeance will be BlossoM's. Oh, Haben. Poor Haben. But Avatar, it's so strong.
Unless Bentham can get into highlight the HGC minute of next week.
Haben really gonna, wow.
Oh, no chat says hi.
And bye.
It is pretty hot out there, so.
That is true.
Just fans all of them away.
It is about 36
Let's
degrees
see 1v1.
in Seoul. So also heating up inside of our game.
Malfurion versus Falstad.
Who wins, G-Clef?
Do not bother Wiz.
No,
Unfair.
like this. And boom goes the dynamite.
Hong Kong misses his bold power slide, but it looked cool, Hong Kong.
He got
Great
the style
try.
points for that one. Hong Kong finding a way to add a little bit of levity to an otherwise very serious game for BlossoM. They are really, I don't know, just putting the period at the end of this death sentence. Going forward, a nice tether, but an even bigger mosh there from Hong Kong. I mean, just what a way.
Defender, they do buy enough time, and Junkrat's not here, so it is a 4v4 with the keep damage along. The BlossoM without the wave, they can't really push it too far. Junkrat is coming soon. And meanwhile, they're trying something else with the Bentham.
Whoa, right into the
Says hi,
Junkrat.
Modern. They're off to the opposite side.
What is Modern do? Where's this kid going? I don't know. Either way, Bentham dead in the end. Kurosaki and Haben soon to follow, as this will be a total wipe victory in dominant fashion for BlossoM, as they will head into the core, bust it wide open for a 3-1 win to take out Supernova, keep themselves in contention for that Eastern Clash.
They could have finished the game a few minutes earlier. They wanted to be a little bit passive, make sure they have everything together lined up. Make sure Junkrat joins the final fight as well. Supernova, I think they still have some, not the basics, but I think it's time to move on to the next step. Of course, they just got into HGC in phase 2. This is their first part in HGC, how they're able to compete against middle top teams. I would say they're still very strong as a new team, but time to adapt, time to adjust your ban pick a little bit more with the 6 bans coming in, and also the macro along with the cam control. I think that's the next step that they want to take after the series.
Take a look at the stats after that game. A very solid win by BlossoM. You can see that reflected if you just look at these damage numbers. Pretty good score there for Gondar, as he does lead his team pretty solidly.
Karazim 21k. Whenever I see support difference between Karazim and another support times 3 or more, then there's a little bit of problem. Of course, if you don't have a team comp where you actually have everything together for that charism heal, could be the number difference. Why? Because Falstead was always away. You can't really get too much heals in that way. Charism always dashing in, looking for the kill or saving his allies, which didn't happen too many times.
Yeah, you can definitely tell where his priorities were there. He was not playing like a support. He was in there to get kills and get damage done. And, I mean, he did it a couple of times, right? But in the end, his team desperately needed the healing that he was not able to provide.
I think BlossoM had a really nice series, but compared to what Miracle was able to do against Genji, let's try to put them together and see where the series would go. What's gonna happen?
I mean, we're gonna find out, right? We do get a chance to watch that matchup.
Yeah, and that is going to be next Friday. So they do have some time to actually prepare a little bit more. I don't exactly know which patch we're going to be in next week. I believe it's going to be the same patch for the final week of HGC.
That's right. Here's a look at the final score for the result of our second game of the day. Supernova did pick up that Dragonshire win in the beginning. From there on out, it was all BlossoM all the time.
1-3. We'll see how BlossoM has one more. Yeah, two more.
Two more games.
Good luck tomorrow. So they have one more very good match to go against Good Luck. It will be not the same, but Good Luck you can actually pressure against. They do have another side of weakness. I think BlossoM really found that weakness of Supernova after game 1. Hey, they're not really pressuring in with the camp, and their macro is kind of weird. It's very, very standard. And let's try to put holes. Let's try to find holes, and let's just dig into that. I think that really worked well with the macro. I think BlossoM with the new roster is doing so much better. They were always, not always, but mostly team fight heavy. Some creativity with having some chogals and crazy maps like that, but that's almost gone. And they're in like a standard team that knows a lot, has a lot of experience, basic knowledge about the macro, and they're pushing goals. They're finding weakness of the other team, which is great. I think that has to really continue. And for them to actually get better, break into the top 4, which Miracle already did. I think we'll see that in the match between them.
BlossoM do want to challenge for that top 4. Let's take a look at some highlights from today's game. Here's a look at game 1, which actually was looking good for BlossoM until one day all that changed. Gondar getting beset by Bentham, pushed totally out of the fight. And this is really where you can see Supernova start to turn things around.
So arrows do come, but after the team fight is basically over. Great pressure by Bentham, just locking down Anzo. This wasn't an Uberlock game with Locust. Because of Tracer and Li Ming, just forcing down the field possibility. Look at that Disintegrate.
Great job by Alex there as well, just keeping everyone so healthy through absolutely everything. But in the end, it just was not enough.
Li Ming. No hero.
Well, okay. We all know that was a chaos.
Look at that Gondar. Keep your eye.
Oh my god.
Jimmy.
What a god.
Jimmy.
What a sick play. That just looks so good. And here's a look at our most recent map. A good fight start by Supernova, but BlossoM. Oh my god.
That was also a great mine by Modern there, tossing Tirisaku into the turret range there.
The Riptire kill at the end. Very well done. Honkono also with a couple of extra points on his score that I did not count at the end. I think it was like 5-0 at the end.
Final moments of the final game here as they're all strat. I think Miracle has to consider about banning Maiev a lot more against BlossoM. I think